It's not the coronavirus you need to be worrying about. It's the 70% of products on your high street shelves, including food, canned food, processed food, baby products, medication, packaging. I could go on, but what's the point? There's 100 million people under quarantine, and 8% of the Chinese workforce is not able to go to work. $160 billion a day in cash is being pumped into the Chinese system via quantitative easing. You have to understand the economic ramifications of a situation like this is not apparent immediately. When you start seeing logistics, supply chain products, car parts, aircon parts, fan parts, medical parts, tubing, solenoids, capacitors, step down voltage generators starting to disappear because they're not being manufactured, or they are manufactured and they're sitting in a warehouse, those aren't being sent out. The just-in-time JIT delivery system is responsible for all of our produce, and it's a 72-hour maximum delivery. Actually, it's time to the minute, but we won't go into the specifics of the minute detail of delivery systems. You have to understand that this isn't a virus situation. We have illnesses, flus, influenzas, all the time. They affect certain people in certain areas. That's fine. We now live in a just-in-time internet, intranet controlled logistics delivery system. 8% of the Chinese workforce is not available to work. So if panic ensues and spreads, and 7 to 8% of any nation's workforce doesn't turn up to work, this includes the manual labourers, the truck drivers, the forklift drivers, the factory workers. Historically, and this isn't being patronising, the lower class income employees are the first not to turn up to work. It's only the higher duty employees that will. This also includes nuclear power plants, electricity, water, gas, sewage. So this isn't a virus problem. This is an economic problem, and a realisation of the time that we live in is governed by a delivery system run on an intranet, which is time to the minute. You can go onto YouTube and see delivery drivers running up to people's front doors, dropping the card in that says, "You're not here, I tried to come." That's just-in-time delivery. They don't drop the product off because it takes too much time to unload it from the truck. They get paid because they were at the address. That's it. You have to incorporate that into food, medication, fuel, energy, transport, logistics, everything that we rely upon. No one lives in an area where every single produce, not every single, but let's say 90% of your produce comes locally. So the panic and the support of the stock markets through quantitative easing is only being issued to stave this off. If the virus doesn't dissipate in China, then the economic outbreak from this is going to be horrific for all of us. That's just a fact. Look at the price of gold, then look at the price of commodities dropping like wheat and oil. They're not in demand, they're not getting bought by the largest economy in the world with 1.6 billion people, who sit next to India with 1.1 billion people. The Chinese eat snakes, bats, mice, rats, lizards. They eat anything. Across the border, the Indians defecate in the streets. We aren't looking at a Western virus, but we're looking at a virus which could overtake the manufacturing plants of the entire globe. Let's say you have a friend that runs a shop. Every product in that shop, 99% these days, will come from China. It has to come on a boat. The boat that gets delivered with the products doesn't just deliver those products. It delivers fruit, vegetables. It makes multiple stop-offs. It can't buy the fuel to make those multiple stop-offs if one part of that logistics and delivery system breaks down. Okay, we are talking point-to-point delivery on a macro level that, unless you've worked in this industry, you don't understand. So the fear is not the virus, it's not the fear of dying or the fear of getting ill, it's the absolute disgrace that is the current setup of our economic system. Cheers.